What's up, guys? I'm going to talk to you guys how to make a really cool, different, unique type of swell. And it's going to be, we're just going to use Ableton Live 9 stock plugins. So this is all completely possible in Live 9. If you don't have that, then I don't know why you're watching this then. So, okay, I'm going to play the swell, just solo this time, so take a listen. And that took a lot of processing to get that, even though sounds so simple, but yet there's a lot of things happening. So now that I'm done with it, I'm probably just gonna bounce it to audio. So I'll just press like Command T, make a new audio track, route that channel, and just copy it from there. And I can use it and warp it as an audio file now. And I save all the CPU from this track, so I'll be able to delete this stuff. So okay, let's get into what this is. So what I was doing, because I'm making sort of a template session right now, so that I could give this away on my Facebook when I reach 1,000 likes. It'll be like a big, typical progressive house kind of track, and I'm just gonna give you guys that template session. So I'm trying to keep everything Ableton Live 9 stock plugins. And I went to instruments. I went to, I think it was instrument rack. I went to voices, and I went to spacious choir. So if you have 9, you'll be able to do this with me. If not, you can try to follow along if you're in FL Studio or anything like that, or Logic. I mean, Logic, I know, has its own choir sounds and those kind of things. So maybe what I'll do here to kind of make this easy to follow along. So maybe that's too much to group in one thing. Let's see. I will group these things, and all those are okay. So this is kind of what this should sound like just by itself. Hold on, I need to go to an area where it will play. So like right here. So it's just that kind of choir sound. And by adding in frequency shifters and erosion, that's kind of what gives that white noise sort of sound, even though it sounds like it could be more like of a pink noise. Other than that, for those kind of noises that you can find in most oscillators, you can use that for swells also. And I'm trying to figure out where to start with this. So these are the settings I left it on, or might have changed slightly for that, if you want to follow along in Ableton. Then I have a sidechain compressor to the main kick. So this, even though it's not playing with the kick in this part, maybe later on it will be over here. So I have a sidechain compressor for that. Then a normal compressor just to kind of, solidify it a little bit more. And that's my compressors. And the next thing in my chain was a frequency shifter. So I'm going to turn off these erosions. I'm going to leave the delays and reverbs and EQ and auto filters on, because that will play part later. So I put on a frequency shifter, which is a really fun thing to use for a lot of build-ups and swells, and for a lot of other things. But in this case, I used it for this. And what I'm doing here is I'm automating the rate of the LFO, and the shape I left it on was a sine. I played around with all these, but I was really just most happy with a sine wave for the LFO for this. And I put them out to 5K, which is like all the way up. And let me see if I'm going to click on this here, and you're going to be able to see now in this track, I'm going to automate the LFO. So it's going to go from, I think 1/16 to 1/20 1/12 to 1/6 to 1/3, and then to 1/2 time, and then 1 bar. So it kind of sounds like it's building up. So watch this right here. And that's the sound we're getting. And I left the phase right where it was. Let's see. I think I put it on ring, and I just put this frequency at 85 hertz. So that's pretty much what I did. I didn't go too crazy with this. Really, the part of it that the reason why I wanted to use this LFO shifter is just to kind of put an LFO on a frequency. And if you don't know how to use automation in Ableton, it's very easy. It's probably the easiest DAW to use automation that I've worked with. So you just press Command B. That gives you a pencil tool, and any parameter you've recently clicked on, it'll show up here. So if I click on amount here, it'll give me the automation box for amount, or the automation lane, I should say. And now if I click back on rate, I can see my automation back here. And then you can just click around and play with that. So, and Command B to get rid of the pencil tool. Now I just put on some erosions. So this is what the first one sounds like. By itself, let's just let that die out. By itself, this one doesn't really do much. It kind of complements what this one will be doing, and I'm just kind of eroding some frequencies that make it sound more alien and unique, and kind of, you know, when you make something and people have a hard time figuring out what you did to it, that might be a good sign. If that's in a compliment way, if they're like, what the fuck did you do to that, then that's probably bad. But if they're like, whoa, that's cool, how'd you do that, that's what you might want. And erosion usually is something that people can never tell what it is, but they can hear it. And so what I did on the first one was I brought this over to the frequency of 473 hertz. The amount is 114, and I left it on sine. And for the second one here, I put this one on sine also. This is at 474K, so 4.74K, or hertz, kilohertz. And the amount is 159. So that's what I did there with those. Then I just added on a ping pong delay for just a little bit of delay. So I kind of went a little, I threw this delay on, and I made it very obvious that there was a delay there. So the feedback is 59%, and it's at 72% for dry wet. And this is synced to 4. And I kind of opened this frequency range up, like almost all the way up. So this is, you can see what range it's going from here. Then I threw on a reverb, and I made this a little bit more subtle, but well, I made the dry wet at 31%. I threw the diffuse all the way up. I turned off chorus and spin, and I brought the decay time to 2.89, and I brought pre-delay all the way down, and you can see the range I have this set to here, so you can see where I'm cutting things. And that's all I did. Everything I pointed out is what I changed. Everything else is the same as when you open it up. And then I threw on a little bit EQ. You don't have to do this. By this point, you're kind of already got the sound. But I like to cut off the low end just so I don't hear frequencies that I don't want, mixing it with my bass and stuff. And I took a little like 4 dB minus 4 dB slope at cut at 1K. I usually like to do that. And then I have a negative 4 dB cut at around 6 to 7K. And I don't remember why I did that. I just did. And then last but not least, I have an auto filter. So if I click on frequency right here, so you can see the kind of slope I have selected and where it starts. If I start this right here, you can see that this is the starting point, and then I clicked on this frequency box, and then again, just like I did earlier with the frequency shifter, I just automated this slope to rise. So it pretty much just have a low frequency here, and it goes all the way to the high frequency, and then it cuts off right around here to give that nice cutoff sound. So kind of watch this. This is being automated up. And that's really what I did, and that's how I made a very unique kind of swell. You can use other things instead of this spacious choir, maybe play around with white noises and those kind of things, or pads. And yeah, this is all stock Ableton. I don't think I have anything on this group here that you need to worry about. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to be making more videos today, so take some time to watch those. If they're any good to you, let me know. And thanks guys for watching.